fixed income market is really hot as we speak. The treasuries market on Tuesday, we did north of 300 billion naira. Then we came in yesterday with about, check the figure, 247 billion. On the day that the debt office floated 100 billion June Naira bond offering, meeting up with this calendar, that was even oversubscribed by 60 billion naira. So much money. Let me ask Chukuma or Chukudinwo Keke, who is a fixed income dealer at FSDH Merchant Bank, about what's making your market so hot, so much money. What are you folks chasing? The yield curve is good, isn't it?
Yeah,
good morning.
Well, good morning, Bosen. Thanks for having me. Well, the fixed income market has remained relatively flat as regards bonds. It's been that way for the past 1 week. We've seen little activity around the 2028. On the longer end, basically remained flat from the opening of the week. Yesterday we had a bond auction where 100 billion was offered. Total sale was slightly below that, although it was well oversubscribed. The 5-year closed at 14.3, the 10 years at 14.5, and the 30 years at 14.68. The appetite remains high as regards the local bonds, and we expect that to continue. However, we also have a feeling that there might be some demand in the coming week due to some maturity coming in this weekend. We have a maturity of well over 350 billion coming into the system by the weekend, which should reflect by Monday. However, on the T-bill side, we've seen quite some activity. A lot of demand for bills. On the long end, we're seeing significant drop, trading well below 11.7, while the short end has witnessed a little activity, but not as much as the long end.
So what's your playbook at FSDH Merchant Bank for treasuries chasing the yield curve? What's your playbook here? What's the attraction here in terms of the tenors and the yields? What's your outlook? We're done first half of the year, so give us a sneak preview into the next 6 months.
That'll be giving away our trade secrets.
I know. Okay,
but
give me something. Give me something on the street.
No. Oh well. The outlook is that this demand should continue, and the best opportunity really is to take advantage of the market as it is, arbitrage, and keep on doing what we are doing and what we are doing right. We expect some demand to come in as we enter the second half of the year, and we are looking to take advantage of the market then.
Okay, a final one back into the Naira bond market. The 3 of those papers offered by the DMO were around 14.5, 14.6 in terms of the yield. You think, what are investors or you dealers locking into these short to long-term Naira papers?
Well, I would expect more activity around the short to middle tail of the curve. The long end, people remain skeptical about it as regards investing in such long-dated maturities. The activity we expect should be around the 3 to 10 year bracket, and we expect that to kick in by next week.
Nice one. Okay, thank you so much. It's nice to have you here from FSDH Merchant Bank. Chukudi Nwokeke, member of FSDH Merchant Bank, fixed income dealing desk. So let's get back to the stock market and continue the conversation around Airtel and the telcos listing. We've chased them around for years. Now they are here, less than 3 months of MTN listing. Airtel is also here doing an IPO. So let's get a trader's perspective live from the trading floor right now. Andy Sako, who is a trader at Capital Care Trust Securities, is joining us. Andy, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Again, good morning, Boston.
Thank you. It's good to have you. July 4, Airtel planned listing. That's American Independence Day, by the way. So a very auspicious day for Airtel to list on the market. So you will be one of those hundreds and hundreds of traders who will be trading this. Well, what have you been hearing from investors and clients about Airtel IPO?
Okay, I think the first thing to take note of is the fact that the oncoming on board of Airtel to the boss has long been in waiting. I mean, just after the fashion of MTN, like we did see a couple of weeks ago. But the good news, of course, is that they're finally here, and we're looking forward with great excitement to the addition to the boss. It's going to do a lot of good to the area of securities that will be traded on our bourse, and investors generally are also optic on its coming. Again, because you know that the telcos have had a significant impact on lifestyle and behaviors and patterns of the average Nigerian, I mean, if we have to speak locally. And so having an opportunity to partake in such a big business, I think is going to be a great, good deal for investors, you know, whether locally or abroad, because we do know, of course, that this listing is not only going to take place on the Nigerian bourse, but also at the same time to be listed on the London Exchange.
Are your colleagues at the trading floor, authorized dealers, are they excited about the Airtel IPO coming after MTN? Are they excited about the price, the offering, the IPO? And again, my question earlier was, what questions are being asked about this incoming listing and offer on the market, offer and listing by Airtel?
Okay, I think one of the key concerns for especially the average investor down the street is the perceived exclusion, you know, from the IPO, you know, at its first instance. I think what quite a number of investors were actually looking forward to, that is going to be a generalized offering, in which case they can bid, you know, or partake in the initial offering by themselves. However, you know, as is wont to be seen in quite a number of large institutional companies like Airtel, what they do deal with is be willing to trade at their own terms. And in this case, they chose to do a book building process by which there's some level of restriction to high net worths and fund managers, you know, so given the size and volume, there will be an initial restriction of entry. But by and large, because ultimately, after the exercise, the shares will be readily tradable, you know, on the bourse. So between now and next week, whether it's just coincidence, you know, the independence you are talking about or not, the fact is that those shares will eventually trickle down to the man who probably will want to pick one unit at the end of the day.
Yeah, some of the pricing issues of the price being talked about, we are on 300, about 400, 450. That's big.
Yeah. Yeah, well, the price for me is just a reference point. It doesn't say the whole story. And of course, there's a direct relationship between price and value. So if it is only just a question of price, then you can as well come to the bourse and pick 20 Kobo stocks. But the point is, every company knows its worth. And in this particular instance, Airtel is actually even giving you the opportunity to tell us what you think about them. They are not just fixated on the price, but they've given opportunity to investors, you know, to determine what that acceptable price might be.
Yeah, it's going to be a very big day for you folks on the trading floor. We'll be there on July 4th and see how the market takes this. After the yellow listing, then we're going to have a red listing. The best of both worlds, isn't it, Andy? Have a great day on the trading floor and see you very soon. Thank you very much for being part of the program from Capital Care Trust Securities. That's about all for today. Our parting short, state governments are owing pensions in the region of 3.4 billion naira. According to PENCOM, they've deducted these 3.4 billions from their workers' salaries, but failed to remit it into the workers' retirement savings account. And this money has been owed for over a year. I'll see you again tomorrow. Have a great day.